Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another manga chapter review. Welcome once again, guys. Going to be on chapter 5 and the last chapter of the first volume of Lonely Castle in the Mirror. This is by Seven Seas, not by Seven Seas, released by Seven Seas. It is by Mizuki Tsujimura. It is an anime as far as I know. I haven't seen it yet. We'll be seeing it eventually, and I'm excited for it. It is one that definitely has quite a bit of drama. Is not as dark as it could be. So I think the reason they do that is to keep it at a teenager, preteen type of age, and not, fall into the mature content, which sometimes I think it's better. Because, there are series that fall in the mature content that I feel like there's not really fan service or stuff like that. It's just the level of maturity that you need when it comes to the psychological things happening in the series makes it fall into that mature content thing. And then because of it, some people don't watch it or aren't able to watch it. So it is what it is. Before anything, guys, there is 4 other chapter reviews on this series here in my channel. You guys can find them here in my channel. You guys go watch them. You haven't seen them, it is a good series. You want to see them. So this is going to be the 5th chapter review, and if you haven't subscribed by this point, then consider subscribing, because it does help the channel tremendously. So I do appreciate all the love and support that I have been receiving lately, and the channel is growing, TikTok is growing, and Instagram slowly growing, but still growing as well. So do appreciate all that love, and let's continue moving on forward. So okay, Lonely Castle in the Mirror. So we're following Kokoro, and last we left off, Kokoro is having tea with the 2 other girls. Aki, who is kind of like the outgoing looking girl, she kind of takes leadership in a lot of stuff, and we also know that she doesn't like to talk about school. She probably has some drama going on there as well. So and then the second girl is Fuka. She's shy, she's quiet. She kind of gave the cold shoulder to Kokoro because Kokoro wouldn't put an end to Urashino being head over heels over her, and this is good to know, because this kind of, there's a resolve to that, right? Kokoro had stopped coming to the castle because of Aki and Fuka kind of giving her the cold shoulder, because she just, it seemed like Kokoro was spending her entire time trying to get Urashino off her shoulder, and the girls just were having their own thing, and Kokoro just felt like she wasn't part of the girl group anymore, or just the group in general. So last we left off, she's telling them the story of her being bullied. So left off with basically saying, and they show up to my house. So chapter starts, all these girls are at her house, and essentially they keep ringing the bell, they keep mocking her, stuff like that. Kokoro doesn't answer the door, but in trying to hide from them, from being in window view, or any view possible, she does fall and hurt her leg. So the girls hear her, they're like, oh, she's there, right? She's hiding from us. Well, they keep knocking and banging, and Sanada is the one leading it. Now, Sanada, for those who forgot, is dating Ikeda, and Ikeda basically is a childhood friend of Kokoro, and she's just jealous. Ikeda had a crush on Kokoro, and Kokoro didn't really reciprocate it, but Sanada basically now has a different story, because while they're banging, Sanada starts crying and saying, why won't she confront me? And she starts using this story of she threw herself to my boyfriend, and she basically made him doubt, right? Made him have doubt if he loved me or not, and stuff like that. So these girls, and again, these are middle school girls. Hormones are off the roof, right? They're basically still continuing the bullying, and Kokoro basically says that it continued for hours, and then once it stopped, she just stayed there, hiding in the dark, afraid. Mom arrives. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I was late. Why are you in the dark?" And Kokoro decides that it's not the time, and she doesn't tell her that she's being bullied. She just tells her that she fell asleep and knocked out there in the floor, and it is what it is. This then goes on for a year, doesn't tell anyone. Eventually, I guess, does tell her mom, but the damage has been done. She's afraid. She doesn't want to go to school, and it now makes sense. It really does. At least her character. While all this is happening, a few things. Urashino still wants to go with the girls and basically be there. Now he's infatuated with Fuka, right? And the boys are really good at like, hey, like let's play Mario Kart. And they actually mentioned Mario Kart, which is I think was weird, but because I guess it's not really, it's owned by Japanese copyright. Anyways, they distract him, which is nice. They give the girls their private time. At the same time, Aki is being very encouraging. She's telling Kokoro how brave she was, how strong she was, how this all was not her fault, and how all this was basically just bullcrap from these other girls. And Fuka, even herself, helps and cleans her tears. And there is this moment between these two girls that is just, you kind of feel like they definitely are having this moment of, I can't believe someone else is going through stuff, right? And I just want to reciprocate that idea. The volume in the chapter ends with basically Kokoro saying how school was at one point a safe haven, and it wasn't, right? She was bullied, she was not accepted, so on and so forth. So then her home was her safe haven, and this whole incident made it not become a safe haven. She didn't feel safe in her own house, which not a lot of people feel that, but some people feel it in other ways, as in their parents themselves are the ones that cause the bullying and all that. So even then, a lot of people still don't feel safe at home. So then she found this castle, and she says, this was my safe haven. And that's it. That's how the volume ends. We don't know what's going to happen next, but there's no cliffhanger. There's no like, hey, there's something else going to happen. In fact, if the volume end there, I kind of would be happy. Like if the story just ended like that, would be happy for her. But there's obviously all these other characters that also are going through stuff because they're in this castle for a reason. And the girls hit something that a lot of us don't hit until we're in an older age. And I'm going to take 1 minute or so or less to just kind of encourage you guys. Because if you're going through this stuff, I myself went through it a few months ago. Even though it wasn't as hard, because now at an older age, I do understand that there is help out there. But if you are going through stuff like this, you are being bullied, or there is mistreatment happening at home or at school or anywhere, to be honest, then one, don't wait. You know, she waited a whole year to even say anything. It just gets worse. It's a snowball effect. It gets worse. And then when you do say something about it, to you, it becomes such a big thing. It becomes a huge thing to you because it's been happening for so long. But to everyone else, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like, oh, like it's nothing, right? Because to them, it's a one-time thing. It hasn't been happening for a whole year. So don't stay quiet. Speak up. Let someone know. Find someone. If it's not your own family, find someone that you can rely on. And if not, there is things and places online to do that. And then secondly, that we learned from this volume, this chapter, is that you're not alone. are. I don't want to say your case is not special, because everyone's case is special in their own way, but people are going through this kind of stuff, and I feel like if you know that, that helps, because I was in a dark place, and I still think I am. I'm still working on it with my father's death, but understanding that a lot of people go through that, and a lot of people have the thoughts that I've had, and the feelings that I've had, and the the emotions that I've had this whole year since my dad's death and passing away. It's helped me cope better, and to understand that I'm not alone, and people go through this, and my specific thoughts, although special, not so different from other people's thoughts, and that is all I can say on that. So small rant, hopefully it helps. Hopefully some of you guys did watch up to this point, because I do like to give serious notes, especially on the end of volumes, because this is a great series, and if you're not reading it or watching it, you should. It is not mature, which I do think that's a good thing, because more kids are able to now read it, and it's able to be in sections where kids their age are going to go through it and can actually pick it up and read it and be like, huh, this sounds like my case, right? So amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It's an extra long chapter review. That's okay. Thank you for your love and support. And guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.